Welcome to our next tutorial of Meshed Surface for SolidWorks. Let's bring in one scan mesh. The STL file is loaded and it will appear into the SolidWorks part document. You can see on the screen, we can just take a look at the number of triangles. It is nearly 3 million triangles, and even with this number of triangles, we can easily rotate on the screen. As you can see, we can easily zoom. The whole idea behind this is that if the number of triangles is more than 1 million, the software automatically turns the visualization into point mode, which is easier to render on the screen. But despite this, for the algorithms, this might be quite a lot of triangles. You can continue and do your reverse engineering on this mesh, but in some cases you may want to reduce the number of polygons that we have in this mesh for easier manipulation. For this purpose, we have a function which is called decimate. Decimate is, you can find it on the command bar. You press the decimate button and you get some parameters and options here that will affect the decimation. The first thing you see is the existing number of triangles. Then, on the next line, there will be the number of triangles displayed after the decimation. The way you can reduce the number of triangles, is in two ways. You can just type in the number of target triangles that you want to achieve, for example 1 million, which in this case is around 34%. Or you can just say, I want to get this object down to 30% of the original size. You can press preview button and the software will automatically perform the decimation, which is a process that investigates the number of triangles. It reduces the number of polygons. You may get the effect like this one. Don't worry, that it's not that SolidWorks is not working. It's simply the way it handles notifications from the add-ins, and sometimes they just disappear. But the software is up and running. It takes a while, the simplification, because this is a 3 million mesh, and at the end you will see a preview of what the mesh will be. So as you see, almost nothing changed, but technically the number of triangles of the new mesh is much less than in the beginning, and you can see in my case it's nearly 900,000. The question now is how good this decimation is. How can I go down and how far I can go down with this decimation without losing any accuracy. For this purpose, we have something which is called analysis tools that you can find in many of other processes in our add-in. So by clicking on the analysis, the software automatically will take the original mesh and it will compare to the new mesh, and it will show you color deviation. What do we see on the screen is that every vertex is colorized based on this distance, and we provide a tolerance. The tolerance means how far from the resulted mesh we are taking the original vertices, and this gives us a good indication if this is a good result or not. For example, in this case, I just say that my goal is to stay within 10 microns of the original mesh, and I don't want to go any further. You can see in the statistics that 99.724% are in this tolerance, and there are some which are out of this tolerance. So, despite we reduce the number of triangles, most of them are flat, and that's why they can easily be removed. For example, I can change my value here to 5 microns to see what happens, and then as you can see on the screen, we start getting indication which points are getting out of this tolerance. When you can go and reduce the number of triangles, for example, to 20% of original size, and you can get your results. When you're happy, you just press the OK button. In this case, the software will prompt the user that the original mesh will be replaced with the decimated one. This means that the original mesh will no longer exist. There is no undo for this operation, so make sure that this is what you want, and if you're happy with this, you can just press yes. Now we have another mesh which is very close to the original one, but it's much easier to manipulate, much easier to apply to different operations such as slicing that you'll see in our next tools, etc. You can export the resulting mesh as an STL file format. So you can use this functionality only just to reduce the number of triangles and make it suitable for manipulation even in other applications. Thank you for watching.